These are $1,000 to $1 model cars, each having their own uniqueness to them, such as opening components, rolling wheels, or just sitting there and looking absolutely gorgeous. We've picked the R34 Skyline as the theme, and we're going to be showing all of them to you, but it all starts here. Coming in at $1, growing up, Hot Wheels has always been an integral part of toys for kids, and it's the perfect place to start your own diecast journey. Whether you're a child in the 3+ range or someone that's a fully grown adult still collecting to this day, Hot Wheels is just something that's going to be an integral part of society. You're gonna get decent details for the price point, rolling wheels, and an awesome array of different designs and setups. But let's move on to the next car. We are now moving overseas to Japan, and coming in at around $3 to $5 is this Tomica unit. Often getting compared to that of Hot Wheels, this one packs a couple of little surprises that you may not notice at first. And at this price point, you even get some opening door details with rolling wheels and a little bit of working suspension. So still targeting the younger crowd and some of the adult collectors. And now we're gonna be doing a small leap from here and check out something almost triple-ish in price. At around $16, we are now officially moving into the premium side of the hobby. Mini GT is a brand that is up and coming with a wide variety of makes, models, designs, and styles. Packaging, part of the blister packaging, and unfortunately you'll have to destroy it just to be able to get the car out. However, Mini GT does offer a nice little cardboard box where you can put your car inside as well. Mini GT positions itself as a true scale diecast, meaning that they're 1/64th in scale. The big boss behind Mini GT is always a pleasure to be around and talk to when it comes to diecasts, and the absolute passion that is shown through the product line really shows. But let's keep going and take it a step further. Inno64 coming in at the $25 price point. Primarily their castings are known for their static display function, meaning that they do not roll, which in this case it looks like we lucked out. But don't expect all of them to do that. Now you are being introduced to what it is like to have an acrylic case come with your diecast car. These acrylic cases really give it a little bit more of a premium feel. Francisco and his team are doing some amazing things with this brand, and I hope that they continue to bring out all the nice things. Even here, you start to notice the stark contrast and difference between a Hot Wheel and an Inno64. But Inno64 is definitely a brand that you do not want to skip out on. Motor Helix is a little bit of a newer brand that's just been introduced as of late, and they've been bringing out some insane castings. This one coming in at 30 bucks. You're gonna think it looks just like those other ones we just looked at when it came to the premium stuff, but check this out. It has opening hood details, and look at this engine bay. It almost looks like a real engine bay. Look at all the details that they put into this thing. I guess one thing that could get kind of annoying is how the heck do you keep this hood up? And it's scaled down just right to 1/64, and you're actually going to be seeing this brand again. So let's keep climbing the ladder and move on to our next one, which is our first introduction to a larger scale diecast. So Solito coming in at a little bit lower price point of 60 bucks, but you're not going to get actually a lot of the details that you can come to expect in a larger scale model like this. The size on this is a little bit crazy. Look at this, check it out. And look, there's even a little side view mirror inside the box that's separate, but let's get this thing opened up. Slide it out. You've got screws at the bottom, so you're gonna need to take those off. I think I've got my Phillips ready to go here. This is gonna work. We need to get something faster. Now we're ready. Oh yeah. All right, that's it. All the screws are out. Let's see if we can pop. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, look at that bad boy. I'm guessing they put this here on purpose. There we go. Voila. Opening doors. Ooh, look. Check it out. Rolling wheels. All right, that's cool. And you also have telescoping front end. Check out the mirrors right here. Oh, they also have some decals in there as well. You have to glue the mirror on yourself. So the mirror has a little spot there. You put a little dab of glue on there and you put it on just like that. Not bad for 60 bucks. However, you're gonna be surprised as to how detailed you can just get. So let's move on to the next one. We are now going backwards into 64th scale, but at a higher price point, and you're probably probably asking yourself, why does this one cost almost $80, but it's only a 1/64th scale? This one from PGM Models is really gonna blow you away. You start by getting this little pick right here. I'll show you guys how to use that in a minute. Wait, there's more. Let's take it out, remove all the styrofoam. Check out this with a rotating base. As you can see, pop this open to reveal the car. These are limited to 999 pieces, and this is number 240 out of those. Look at this little thing that's left over on top. This is a 1/64 scale engine. Wow, it even has the transmission with it. Remember that pick? Let's take that out of the bag. How this thing works in action. Voila, doors open, the other door opens, the trunk opens, and of course the engine bay. And these are mostly designed to be for static display. You're not gonna have any rolling action or anything like that, but the details and all the opening components make up for that. Now, when it comes to the diecast, nothing is gonna be able to top this. This is probably the ultimate diecast that you can get in this scale with all these opening components and the amount of detail. But wait till you see what else I have in store for you. You can say that we're just getting warmed up. From this point on, we are now moving into the 3-figure category, and you're not gonna wanna miss what's in that $1,000 box, so let's keep on moving. Not only is this a new brand introduction, but this will also be a new scale size introduction. This is gonna be Ignition model coming in at the $180 price point. And at quick glance, I can already tell this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks like we're greeted with this acrylic case for protection, and then the base is actually a really high quality leather unit. Unlike the previous brands, this brand will not have opening components. These are sealed units, so their sole purpose is designed to sit around and look pretty. The car itself having finite details as far as the eye can see, with what looks like a lot of aftermarket setups such as the hood, the trunk, the spoiler, and even the wheels. And this paint finish looks like it would be something that comes from a real car. When you look at it from this profile, you can see it does have sort of a lowered stance as well. But if you think this one's crazy, we are now gonna be traveling into the $200 plus range. Next up on the list, we have a brand called Auto Art, and I think the name speaks for itself. We are now at the $220 price point, but let's pull this out of its box. Ooh, there we go. It's gonna be a styrofoam type of packaging this go around. Ooh, we've got a little key on top. I think we know what that's gonna be for. And I think we're ready to reveal what's inside. Ooh, look at that. That's gonna be a Bayside Blue R34, it looks like, and a Z-Tune variant. So now we are getting to the level of more accurate representation, super high quality, super high detail, everything just better maintained to represent the real cars in real life. But let's also take it off of its styrofoam base, which you can do by removing these screws underneath. There we go. Look at that GTR badge, the intercooler, the headlights, the license plate, the lip. Check out those wheels, the brake caliper, the rotor, and on the rear, of course, the iconic tail lights. All the badging is there, it looks like. In addition, you'll also be getting some rolling wheels and this neat little feature of telescoping wheels, but also the steering wheel turn. So there's actually a steering rack attached to this unit. Even the underbody is showing some insane detail when it comes to the exhaust, transmission, the rear oil coolers. But we've got to find out what this key does, because if memory serves me right, I think the key is used for opening stuff up. First things first, let's open doors. One door, two door, and then the trunk, of course. You can also use a key to open that, and there you go. Oh, it's got some carpeting detail in there as well. Although you don't use a key to open up the front hood, in this case you can, and that will reveal all the engine bay details. But I think with this one out of the way, we are ready to move on with another new brand introduction. Let's go check it out. We are actually going back a scale size one last time to find out why this little model car costs almost $250. And to think that the Auto Art already had so many details, what exactly does this thing have to offer? Already with the box, I can just tell it just feels very high quality and premium grade. And as soon as you open the box, you've got a thank you card here, and then on the back it also shows you a different type of card that they also offer in their lineup. But now we get to the main course, and this is of course another Skyline, but oh my god, look at this. Coming in this acrylic case, and then here you are graced with a little work of art. Now some of you guys may be familiar with with this one. This one is the Mines R34 version that was done in collaboration with Built by Legends. You can see it does come on this beautiful white acrylic base, and then it's also double layered with an acrylic underneath it, but it just gives it a really nice professional presentation. And you can see this plaque here, got all the details of the car. And as far as the car goes, for it being a 43 scale, you're gonna be getting a ton of details. Just look at some of that green carbon that's on the wing, the side view mirrors, the canards, the wheels, the brakes, the rotors. Look at that insane detail. This thing is crazy. And even on the inside, you'll be getting details such as the seatbelt, the bucket seats, the carbon fiber bits on the dash, the steering wheel, and everything in between. But for $250, some may opt for the auto art version with the opening diecast details, but this is something that you're not gonna be able to find in such a setup. And one of their main goals is to try and cater to the actual hobbyists and collectors, because they know that only true collectors are gonna be getting into this type of model car. But this won't be the only time we see this brand. We'll be able to see it one more time in a larger scale. So let's continue moving on so we can see what that looks like. There is no stopping us now as we move on to a brand that we've seen previously in this video, but now in a larger scale, coming in at around the $300 mark. This is gonna be your 1/18 scale motor Helix. Now, we're not particularly doing any monumental jumps in value, but the amount of stuff you get from these model cars is getting more and more insane. Oh, it looks like it's gonna be another styrofoam type of packaging. Let me give you guys a preview of what I'm looking at. It looks like a little instruction manual on the car. Then you've got, instead of a key, you're gonna be getting a pick of sorts. Looks like here we've got a diffuser. We've got another diffuser here. A little carbon fiber suitcase. Wonder why they give you this, an engine hoist. And you even have the engine leveler here in the bag. But now let's see what we got here. So we're gonna have to cut this. Oh my, wow, look at this thing. This must be what the engine hoist is for. A little 18 scale RB26 engine display. Now this is what I meant by you getting a little bit more for your money, but let's get it off its styrofoam base. This thing has a lot of weight to it, and you can definitely tell there's a difference. So this brand must be specializing in the fact that it's a metal die cast and not a composite die cast, which is more of that plastic material. And while I show you this, check out the bottom underbody details. And for the trunk, you actually have to remove this wire before you pop it open. So let's get that out of the way. You can pop the trunk just like this. But let's see what opening components this one has to offer us. But this one also having some rolling wheel action, and it's also got some telescoping wheel action. And it looks like on the underbody, you can see there's some areas with magnets. So this rear diffuser probably is gonna go right there like this. Wow, look at that. That is insane how you can do that. And the front diffuser has a nice little spot right here, and that's gonna cover everything up. But let's put that to the side and take a look at this. Wow, that is incredible. Look at that. And if you wanna take this a step further, you can set up your engine stand with leveler, and then you can start to really have some fun with this. But as we move away from this brand, let's check out what a previous brand looks like as a larger scale. This is the Ignition Model 18 scale coming in at the $320 price point. It's a common theme to see larger sizes in this price point for a variety of brands we've been covering. Here we are graced with their cardboard packaging. Inside you'll find it wrapped in plastic, and then you'll finally arrive at the model car. No fancy acrylic cases here, but a sturdy way to ship cars. You simply snap these pieces off and you can finally reveal the car. Much like some of the other cars you've seen, you won't be able to open any compartments, but just like the 143 that you saw earlier, you're graced with an even higher grade of details and visual stimulation. Ignition Model always coming in with the perfect stance on their model cars. All the aftermarket tidbits, decals, and flawless paint is accounted for. These were even offered in a variety of colors, and they continue to be one of the more sought after platforms from their 18 scale lineup. We are officially moving on to the $350 price range, and this one is gonna have a couple of unique surprises. especially with this little box with a little bit of extra goodies in it. But let's open this up and let's open this up so I can reveal to you guys what's inside. Okay, so this one can be opened from, looks like any direction here. Let's pick this side. Again, guys, the theme is R34 Skylines, right? So let's make sure we continue on that pace. Whew, check this out. Oh, this one actually has an opening portion here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then we'll remove all this plastic film.
A few moments later.
And then you can finally remove this acrylic case portion, which is something that's nice that comes with this model. Check out this. You're gonna get a little package with some side view mirrors. And voila, there you have your silver Nissan Skyline Z-Tune. Now you'll notice that the side view mirrors are missing, but check it out. It's got a small little insert for a magnet. So let me give you a demonstration. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Magnets are on. Now, you're probably wondering what is inside this box. So we'll open this up and reveal 4 different wheel sets here, as you can see. And guess what? These also have a magnet. So if these have magnets, then that probably means that you are able to actually remove the wheels off of this model car. So let's see if we can try and do that here. Whoop, whoop. There it goes. First of its kind where you can actually remove the wheel off the car. We'll see what we can do with this wheel. The magic of one model is that you can actually replace the wheels on it. But in addition to that, this is actually going to be a resin model, so it's going to be for static display. Although the wheels do spin, because it's on a magnet, you probably don't want to be rolling it across the floor or anything. So these are going to be more designed for a static display, but the details are absolutely amazing as far as the front end goes, the side, the wheels, the rear area, even the interior tidbits are gonna have some insane details when it comes to this. And these are actually a little bit more limited edition in the fact that they only make 299 pieces, and this one is actually number 194 of that 299. But I don't know, guys, I kind of prefer the Nismo LMG T4s over those other wheels, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. But let's leave this brand behind and see what happens when you just add $10 extra. So with the money you just saved with that Starbucks coffee, we are visiting this brand one more time, it looks like. This is gonna be the Makeup Co, but in a larger 18 scale. Of course, it's gonna be a Nissan Skyline inside, but let's take a look. First thing we'll have to do is slide it out of this white slip. Check it out right there, Nissan Skyline. Let's see, turn it around this way. And I'm not sure if we're ready for this, but let's do it. Let's pop the top. Oh, looks like it comes with the thank you card, just like the other one that we saw, the smaller version of this. It also comes with this fabric. You have to swipe that open. Wow, look at, oh, and actually you can't see it on the camera, but here it is. Let me get this out of the box and give you guys a close look. And then we slowly have to start removing this saran wrap. Wow, this thing is a work of art. So this one is actually gonna be a Mines R34, much like that smaller version that you saw, but this is actually not the Built by Legends version. This is the iconic BBS wheel version, as you can see right here. And this one also gracing all the green accents for the front feelers, the side view mirrors, and that rear spoiler. And it also comes in that acrylic case to keep out the dust and bugs, but this one also coming with a really fancy fabric base, as you can see right here. And then you can see the plaque right there, just showcasing and outlining the car. And this one having the insane exterior details as its smaller 43 counterpart. It's also got some insane interior details, especially with that blue Recaro steering wheel. The rear end of this thing looking absolutely fantastic. The stance looks mean and aggressive. The tampos and decals from Mines looking like it's exactly where it needs to be. And that front end being an absolute menace. Whew, well, that was quite the journey, and we're finally at the last bit. So from $360, we are gonna make a gigantic leap to $1,000 because there's actually nothing in between. So everything has led to this moment. Whew. All right, guys, we've made it to our final bit, and that was quite the journey. I'm not gonna waste your time with a recap, but here it is. This is the $1,000 Nissan Skyline R34. And not only did this brand single dip or double dip, they're actually triple dipping. As you can see, this is from Motor Helix. But let's reveal what's inside. there you have it. This thing is insane. Check this out. It comes with a nice little motor Helix. I guess this might be a quality control certificate, but look, it even comes with this gigantic 12 scale acrylic case to make sure that nothing gets inside of this thing and starts to drive it off because it's so big. So let's slide this out of here. And with this acrylic case coming in like this, you're also gonna have a 12 scale base. And the base is pretty neat because it also has a bit of a carbon fiber look to it. This badge you can see right here, it's signaling out that it's a Nismo R34 GTR Z-Tune, and this is actually number 30 of 50. Let's see if we can remove these straps, get the thing off, and actually take a look at the vehicle. Let's remove the case. Whoa. Wow, that thing looks incredible. As you can see, I also have two different 12 scale cars up there. I've got the 787B and a Toyota Supra. This is gonna be my first R34 Nissan Skyline that I actually get to add into my own collection. Now, keep in mind that this Motor Helix unit is actually a resin model, so nothing is gonna open. Check out the front end on this thing. Oh my God, this thing is massive. Front end Z-Tune, you're gonna have the fender flares, the hood, the front end with the lip. You're gonna have the LMGT wheels here. Check out the tires. They've even got some Bridgestone tires on there. And then let's check out the rear end here. Wow, look at those details. Look at those details. And this Bayside blue is popping. And I love that you can see clearly inside the car too. And Motor Helix actually has come out with several variations of this in terms of colors, and they're all limited to about 50 pieces worldwide. And just look at how massive this thing is in 12 scale when compared to a 18 scale, a 43 scale, and of course our little rinky-dink 64 scale. So look at the size comparisons here when you go from 12 to 64. But we're not done here, because remember that little itty bitty box that I showed at the beginning of the video? Motor Helix is not just gonna give you a car, but they're also gonna give you this extra little surprise. And as you can see, this is gonna be an RB26 DETT 12 scale engine as an extra added bonus to the car that you can be able to display. So let's take a look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of this engine. It's almost the size of a 43 scale model car. So let's see if we can lift that up. Oh, there it goes. Wow, take a look at this. This has even more details than the engine out of the 18 scale, right? Because now you're getting larger and larger. Check out those polished intake pipes for the twin turbos. You can see the wastegates there. Here's the exhaust that's polished, which has a nice finish. And of course, the intake manifold, all on this nice, sturdy little acrylic base.